Good morning.
Morning. How you
Hi.
doing?
How goes it?
It goes good. I had this great setup. See, I had wait a second.
I
I,
totally thought that was someone next to you, but it's a
oh,
skeleton.
it's Sticks. He's my boy, so he's kind of keeping me companion along with my dog.
He's so cute. I like him.
So how you doing?
Good. Sorry, my dog's bowl is right next to, so if you hear crunching and slurping of water, it would be her.
That's my mind is totally passed out on the floor over there, not paying attention at all. So
Oh, I'm just hoping that she does not start barking at some random person walking by during this.
I'm the same way because the boss is watching right now, Mr. Jeff. So
Oh,
I
hey, Jeff.
gotta be all professional. So Maddie, let's get into this. I've gotten some questions from people and stuff. So first of all, this is rare for you and Tae to not be doing an interview together, isn't it?
Yes, it's very weird. And we've done a lot of these Instagram lives where I log on and then she goes on.
Mm-hmm.
It's very strange because typically we feed off of each other's energy, so it's weird.
Is there anything you can give me? Because she'll be joining after you that I can kind of not bombard her with, but kind of surprise her with, anything fun or anything I can kind of throw out there and catch her off guard.
Well, actually, last night we played virtual beer pong, me and my husband versus her and her husband, and they beat us terribly. So that's just a fun bit of information.
Did you not cheat? I mean, you guys aren't even next to each other. There's got
Oh,
to be a
no.
way to cheat.
It is so serious. We made them measure, with a measuring tape, how long the table was to make sure it was fair.
Wow.
Yeah, it was intense. But I think we won twice and they won 3 times. And I was like, dang it.
Well,
So
I'm impressed that you're up and moving right now then. So.
Yeah, well, we started really early because we started at 4 o'clock because it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yep.
And yeah, but me and Tay were both like, ooh, I think we're gonna take a little break ski from the booze for a little while.
Totally understand that. Well, let's talk about your music. So 5 years between albums, obviously that's probably longer than what you guys would have liked, I'm assuming, right?
Yes. There was a lot of jacking up my live. But yeah, I'm so terrible. Hang on.
No, you're fine.
Came out of the thing. Okay, so while everyone gets motion sickness from me adjusting my camera, I see what happened here. Okay, so basically we had a lot of professional. Now I'm crooked. A lot of professional changes where a label that we were with shut down randomly in the middle of making a second record. So we actually started making a second album in 2016, 2017. And obviously it never came out because the label shut down. So we were kind of left with this weird limbo of not knowing, and then it just takes time to make records. You have to, be at a record label and put the songs together. And, it was a long process. So we were celebrating very hard whenever it finally came out.
I can imagine. Well, now I'm sure after 5 years, the quarantine wasn't going to stop the release of the album, but was anybody in your head trying to say, hey, Maddie and Tae, you guys need to think about waiting for a little bit to release it?
I think our whole team was so anxious and ready that no one not even one person was worried about putting it out. We were like, we waited this long, pandemic or not, we're going to put the album out. And I'm glad we did because there's a lot of people that are kind of using it as just a sense of hope or just music that's cheering them up during this funky time. But I mean, I did think about it for a minute, should we wait? And I just was like, there's no way. We've already waited way too long. We're just going to go for it.
Was releasing it to where you guys couldn't tour around and do your typical stuff, was there any creative things that your team came up with to get out the word during this quarantine?
Yes, we did a ton of press. Tay and I think we did a total of 75 interviews within 3 days.
Oh, wow.
So we were doing Instagram lives, Zoom meetings, phone call. I mean, we were doing a ton of press, and then our digital team put together a virtual listening party, which was super awesome, where Basically, our fans logged onto a website and would snap a picture of themselves and then upload the picture to a live stream that continued for a whole week where they could listen to the album over and over and over. So that was pretty cool because we got to see all of our fans' faces on this screen for days.
Oh yeah, this is something you'll always remember. Unfortunately, because of what's going on, but because of then the creative ways and then how this album came out, which is so neat.
Yes.
So, the with the tour now with Lady A, obviously that's postponed. What are you guys hearing on your end as far as what's it look like moving forward?
The last thing that we heard was that it was postponed to July. And so we're just keeping our fingers crossed. That is, like there's just new information every day from the CDC and the president and everyone. So it's hard to, hear all that information and, the wheels just start turning where you're like, oh my gosh, what is our world going to look like? Because also with, there's tons of small businesses that can't operate right now. And we don't only try to make money for ourselves, but we employ, a good amount of people. And so, as a boss, it's just hard to tell your employees, we don't have, there's no money coming in. So there's, you know what I mean? So that's probably been the hardest part of all of this on me.
Yeah, because it's not, people obviously assume it's Maddie Tae not making the money, but you got all the musicians, you've got your promo team, you've got, there's so many people involved that are employed by you guys that are now kind of left wondering. So
right. It's a stressful time, but we're just trying to keep positive and just hopefully this thing will go away. Ugh.
Exactly. Now, I know this is going to be it's going to probably be a weird question, but when you're not performing songs every single day, forgetting lyrics to your songs, is that like something you think about? Does that happen?
I don't know if I'll forget lyrics once we get back out on stage because I've been playing, like I have my guitar over here and I've just been like playing Die From a Broken Heart or Write a Book or like learning all of our songs from the record on guitar now that I have time.
Yep.
But I do feel like performing is going to be a learning curve because we haven't performed since like maybe February, early March, something like that. So I think that's going to be odd doing that again, but exciting. But I feel like I'm gonna be like, how do I do this again?
Exactly. Well, I know you got to go here in a second, but have you made any fun online purchases since you've been at home during this quarantine?
Yes. I have ordered way too many things. I ordered a Spanish workbook so I could practice my Spanish. That's fun. And then I actually just finally found like a little kiddie pool, an inflatable pool. So if we have like a sunny day, I could just redneck so hard in my backyard and get my inflatable pool and just lay out.
Those sound like two solid purchases. You're being productive and you've got your fun. So
yeah, I don't even know what else I've ordered a lot of books and stuff like that just to read and all that, but I don't know. Surviving, maybe not thriving. I'm not sure.
You're making it through it. Well, Maddie, thank you so much for taking the time. So really appreciate it.
Thank you. I know, it's so good to see you. Tae's going to get on here in just a second. I just have to
Perfect.
push this. Okay, have an awesome day. Good to see
You too, Matt.
you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right, so we got Tae joining us in just a second. my arms are killing me. I just had this great setup, but it was blocking my the volume. I'm very upset. So, all right. Hopefully, you guys got some good information there. Okay, see, you can't be late. Here we go. All right, let's try this. Ooh. Let's see if we can.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, that's just this is my companion Sticks. He keeps me like somewhat sane. So
He's your buddy during quarantine, huh?
but even outside of quarantine, yeah. My
nice.
my boss, Jeff. Jeff. He's watching. He likes Sticks. He requests Sticks to be in most of my stuff. So
I like it. It gives some character.
It does. Thank you. So how you doing?
I'm doing good. We're just hanging in there. I was watching you talk with Maddie, and I was laughing at the claw pong. Who would have thought that claw pong gets you so messed up? But it does.
I'm very impressed that you guys measured out the distance and you guys went like the full 9 yards for this last night. Like that's really intense. I'm impressed.
That was all
So,
Maddie. She was like, because I think she had been playing it with her family, and I was wanting to try it. So she knew all the tricks. She's like, okay, you got to put your phone up here, and then your iPad, and then you mute it, and then you measure. So I was like,
oh,
okay.
okay. Well, you guys clearly take it to a whole nother level. At least Maddie does. So, well, fun. Well, fun. Well, congratulations on the wins you had yesterday. So
Thank
that's
you
good.
so much.
So I was asked a question. I forget who asked it, but they wanted to know about your Twitter, if you're coming back on Twitter. So
If I got back on Twitter,
yes, or if you're going to.
you know what? I haven't been on Twitter. I deleted Twitter 3 years ago. 3 years ago, and I've never been back on. Yeah.
What's why? Just out of curiosity, just you don't like the platform, or
It was for my sanity. I was going through a breakup, and I was just like, I actually deleted all social media there for a second. So I deleted Facebook, Instagram, like Snapchat, Twitter, just because, ignorance is bliss. And I was just trying to move on in whatever way I could, and I just didn't want anything in my vision. But yeah, so I just never re-downloaded it because I'm not like a tweeter.
yeah,
I'm not good at like sharing my opinions like that. I wish I was witty and like could tweet funny stuff. Like I think Chrissy Teigen is so funny on Twitter, but I didn't feel like I really brought anything funny or useful to the table, so didn't re-download it.
I'm with you on that one. I see people's stuff, and it's like, man, that's so creative. And then I have this stupid little thing, and it's like, nope, delete, delete, delete. Got to think about it for a couple more hours.
I know.
So somebody else asked, what is your favorite lyric on the album? Is there anything that just sticks out to you that you were really impressed with? I think Heather asked that one.
I love Die from a Broken Heart is just like our little baby. We're so proud of that song. But there's so many lyrics in that song. I love it may not seem that much, but Mama, the nerve of this guy. I just remember when that line was said in the writing room, it just was like a knife, the best kind of knife in the heart, and twisted it around. It really, I feel like, made the desperation and the exaggeration of that song come to life. I also love the second verse where Mama, please don't say I'm going to laugh about this someday, because that's so real.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So with this album, 5 years, how many songs do you think you wrote and then recorded before you whittled it down to the 15 that you had?
Probably about 200, I'd say. Because we started writing for the second record, I mean, as soon as the first record was done. But I will say a lot of the songs came in the past 3 to 4 years. I think the oldest song is maybe Trying on Rings on this record, and that was in 2017. So really the songs are fairly recent, 2 years ago. And whittling it down was hard because there were just so many songs, and at that point we didn't have a record deal. We were in between, and we were trying to figure out stuff with like where we were gonna go, and so we just wrote everything we were feeling when we were feeling it. We had a lot of freedom to just write, so we had a lot of songs to choose from. But our first meeting with the label, when we found out they were our home and it just felt so right, our A&R gal, Stephanie Wright, she sat us down and she was like, listen, there's kind of this theme to what you're writing. It's all relationship based. It's kind of telling a story. How do you feel about that? And we were like, yes, because the story of love, loss, and redemption not only applies to relationships, but life in general. It's like a roller coaster. So we felt like that was really fitting and told our story of the past couple of years. Oh, my cat, he's a camera whore, so he loves the camera.
Looks like a little lion.
I know. I'm a real life crazy cat lady, y'all. I have 3 cats. It's bad.
So this is very cute cat, but I noticed too in the back, I like the barn door that you have, the sliding barn door.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm always a fan of that.
I know, like fun little stuff I didn't do that. I wish it came with the house.
Well, nice purchase with that. So speaking of music and stuff, and I mean, obviously nowadays it's so different than what it has been with albums in the past. Looking forward, do you still see you guys doing albums, or maybe more like releasing a song, kind of like every month type of thing? Like, how do you see that going forward?
I think our traditional hearts will always probably want an album, or at least kind of the way that we did it this time is we released songs individually or in EPs, and then it all kind of came together. I wouldn't mind doing that again, but there is just something so cool about when the songs are real stories, kind of getting to hear it all at once in one concise album or vinyl or package.
Yep.
But I do know that people are consuming different music different these days. So I wouldn't mind releasing songs and then putting it all together. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think everything in the genre and industry is going to change after this.
Oh, 100%. And I mean,
Yeah.
I've already seen a little bit of change before, but now with the way it's going, it's just interesting. And I'm always curious, like, if you guys are thinking a year, 2 years ahead already, and like this is kind of the game plan and where we're headed in essence. So
We're writing for the third record right now. We're writing today, actually, but we've been doing the Zoom writes. I think a lot of people are doing those. So yeah, we're always trying to think ahead for sure.
So obviously things happen. That's why we waited 5 years. So what's the next time frame, would you say? You know, we got a year, we got 2 years.
Oh, dear Jesus, please don't let it be 5. I would love, I mean, I would love even like a year. Who knows? With all this spare time that we have to write, we might just have our third record done by the end of this, hopefully.
I know you got to go in a second. Quick question. Besides your family, besides Maddie, who's the most recent person you've texted, Zoomed, Facebooked, called that we would know?
That you would know?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody. Yeah, I don't think you would know anyone. I call my my brother.
None of your other musician friends or anybody that come to
No,
mind?
no.
Okay.
I think everyone's just enjoying this time. I mean, I'm sure some people are out there FaceTiming, but not I.
Okay, well, last question, and I'll let you go, Tay. What's your most fun recent online purchase you've made while you've been at home?
I actually just bought some throw pillows. I feel like just redecorating is good for the soul. I feel like a lot of people are doing that, like home decor and just making their home better. But I bought some throw pillows on Wayfair. Wayfair has good prices. Overstock is good prices. I love the good prices.
I love the little plug there. Perfect. Well,
yeah.
Well, Tay, thank you so much. You and Maddie are awesome. Appreciate you all taking the time, and looking forward to hopefully seeing you guys on the road very soon. So.
Us too. Thank you so much.
No problem. Bye, Tay.
Bye, skeleton.
Bye.